Okay, this is the former Azalea Mall, which opened in 1962 here in Richmond, Virginia, in the north side. If you, this is all that's left of it now. Is this signboard here of the stores that were here right when it closed back in the 90s, middle 90s. This mall was one of the first enclosed malls in Richmond at the time. It was only 200,000 square feet, which was about half the size of Willow Lawn, which was like the first open air mall in Richmond. And this mall, for some reason, when they tore it down, they just left this. It's been here since about 98, I believe, when it was demolished. And they have plans for this mall. They have grand plans. They keep coming up from time to time, but it seems that nothing ever materializes. And they're talking about building here again, building a new Martin's here with a big a high-end housing condo project and shopping center, but that remains to be seen if that will ever happen. Dewberry Capital owns this property. That's an Atlanta-based development company. They bought this mall for $1.5 million, which was a good deal for this huge piece of land here. It's a very strategically placed piece of land, but it is in kind of a bad neighborhood, and that's what kind of killed the mall in the first place. They opened Regency Square Mall in 1975, and then Virginia Center Commons, and that just kind of killed Azalea Mall. And then the crime that started happening in the late 80s and into the 90s around here, that's what kind of killed the mall. This mall was first anchored with a Tallheimers, which was a local chain, Woolco and Woolworth, People's Drug, Ward TV, which later went on to be Circuit City. And I worked at this mall for a couple of years for a company called Gary's. It had like a music store. They had a food fair here too, I might add. And it was not a bad mall back in the day, but it just never was really kept up, and it just kind of fell into decay over the years. And like I said, with the competition, it just couldn't survive. Now this is what's left of Azalea Mall now. As you can see, it is just a grown up parking lot with a lot of weeds, and the slab of where the mall was is still there, but it's fenced off because people used to go in there roller skating and rollerblading, and the owners, I guess, didn't want that to happen. Here you see what is Westminster Canterbury. That used to be a hospital called Westbrook, a mental hospital, but that was torn down shortly after the mall, and that Westminster project was built. Now, at one time it was thought that the people that owned that were going to take over this property and develop it for some kind of senior kind of oriented project. Now this is the parking lot. The lights are still there, interesting enough, just like the sign. And for some reason, they didn't tear it all down. But it is definitely a wasteland here that's kind of eerie, and it's been here for a long time now. This is looking to the north on the Azalea Mall property. Not much there. It's right off the interstate though, although there's not an exit that comes here, but it is like backed up against Interstate 95 in that direction.